I'd like to introduce Aletha from the United States, who takes LDN and is a very big advocate. Thank you for joining me, Aletha.
Thank you, Linda.
Could you tell me why you started LDN?
Well, I had been on a chat site for LDN, listening to many people's stories and trying to help them get information that I was able to get when I first started looking up LDN for my husband, who has MS. And in hearing all these stories, I heard a lot of people talk about using LDN for cancer. And it started to occur to me that this drug, which doesn't have any side effects as far as I could tell, and that seemed very inexpensive, and I just couldn't see a downside to taking this drug. So my thought was, if it helps your immune system, and it doesn't hurt you in any way to take this, that maybe it would be a good thing almost as a preventative for cancer. And I have had 2 grandmothers pass away with cancer and 1 aunt pass away, and 2 of them, the cancer was breast cancer that had gone to the bone, and my aunt and my grandmother. So I thought, I wonder if it would hurt to try this just as a preventative.
Mm-hmm.
Why not stay on top of the game and take something that would help your immune system, And I also started hearing stories about people with psoriasis that were taking LDN. And so I asked the doctor if I could take it for preventative for the possibility of cancer, just as an extra aid, perhaps. And then maybe, it would also be helpful with the psoriasis, just because I'd heard a few stories. So I've had psoriasis since I was about maybe 14, I think, or 15. And sometimes it's so bad that I'm afraid to go to a new hairdresser, because the psoriasis is all on the back of my head and the nape of my neck. I've been very lucky that it's only made it down my neck a few times, so that it's not really visible to the rest of the world. But there's something about psoriasis, because of it being a sort of a deep thing that goes into your head, and you constantly almost want to pull it off, you know what I mean? Or move it, because it can make an itchy sensation. And it's a very embarrassing thing, because little flakes would come off. I couldn't wear black, and sometimes I would itch or scratch at it with my fingers without even realizing that I was doing that. So in the course of all those years, I went to doctors asking them for different shampoos, different, what should I do, creams, all these different things. I would take whatever the doctors would give me, prescribed or not prescribed. I had ordered a couple of things off of a newspaper site, like a vitamin / also topical things. So you take the vitamins and you put the topical on. You get excited about the possibility that maybe somebody knows something that I haven't tried to get rid of this. And it was always never would help. And so sometimes it would actually make it worse, or seemed like it made it worse. So I kind of gave up on the possibility that I was going to ever get rid of that. But when I started hearing the stories, and I was thinking I could take it for the preventative for cancer, I presented it to our doctor, who said, "Okay, yeah, I don't see any reason you can't use this." So she went ahead and prescribed it for me, but we decided to try something for the psoriasis before I started taking that, which was a topical form of LDN, So Skip from Skip's Pharmacy was kind of exploring the idea that this might be a helpful product for psoriasis or skin problems of different types. So we tried that, and I gave it a good 3 months, and it didn't make it better. So I was thinking, okay, this topical form isn't going to make it better, and maybe LDN is not going to be a trick, something that's going to help me. So I talked to the doctor, and I said, okay, I've given it 3 months, and it's not working. It's actually kind of almost worse. And so she said, okay, well, let's just go for the the other way and see if that helps, the regular pill form. And also, since you wanted to take it for preventative for cancer, we might as well anyways. So we took it, and about 3 months later, I was sitting in a big auditorium with a class I was taking for my work, and there's got to be about 300-400 people in this class. It's a huge, big class. And I noticed people itching their heads, you know how you do when you're looking at the back of their heads. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't itched my head in forever. And I put my hand up back there, and it's gone.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't believe it. And I was so amazed. And I remember coming home, and I was like, whoa. And I kept running my fingers through the back of my head. We're talking years.
And have you had flare-ups since?
I had tried, yes, I had tried steroids, yeah, a topical form of steroids, yes. I never did the internal. Is that what you asked?
No. Have you had a flare since starting LDN?
Yes, I definitely notice that when I don't eat right or I don't get enough sleep, sometimes I work till 4 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah. If there's a project that needs to be done and completed, or I'm incredibly stressed about work or something like that, I will notice small little flare-ups come up. And it is, you know, but I continue to take the LDN, and then it's kind of like almost a wake-up call to, you need to get more sleep,
yeah.
you know, or stop stressing as much. So I would say it's never, ever gotten to where it was before. It never gets that bad again. But I do notice little flare-ups, and they do seem to coincide with those items I just talked about.
Yes.
But never as bad as it was.
That's amazing. So do you go around telling people who are scratching their head, what you need to do?
You know, that's a funny thing. If people have MS, I can't stop myself. I'll go and talk to them and say, have you tried this? You know, this is what happened with my husband. But with psoriasis, there's a funny kind of thing. I don't do that unless somebody literally talks to me about their psoriasis, because I remember how embarrassed I was when people would see the flakes.
Yes.
You know, and I don't see psoriasis as being I mean, even though for me it was horrific, and I'm sure for other people it might be, I don't think of it like MS, where it's like, we really got to stop this for this person. You know what I mean? I go beyond my comfort zone for that. But for psoriasis, I'm always concerned that they're going to feel horrible when I say, oh, you have flakes, or I see you itching your head.
Yes.
I wish I could, because I'm sure I could. It might be of help to all these, to people as well. But I did notice somebody had it on their arms really, really badly. And I did talk to them, because then at that point I thought, well, this is very, very much affecting their life. So I did talk to them. I don't know if they tried it or not, but yeah. So
it was very interesting. Thank you.